Welcome to the Every Temple podcast. My name is Tony, and this is my co-host, Janelle.
Hello.
And together we want to talk about the history and stories from every temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Today we're going to talk about the Nuku'alofa Tonga Temple. Thank you for joining us. President Kimball said, every time a temple is dedicated to the Lord, the darkness pushes further back, prison doors are opened, and light comes into the world. So, welcome, Janelle. How are you doing?
Good. I was just thinking how good you did at saying that name.
We're going to struggle a lot. I'm going to skip over a lot of names because I don't want to offend anyone.
I know. I'm so bad at
We're just
languages.
Two white girls, guys.
I'm sorry. Bob tried telling me how to say Tonga.
Tonga.
I still did it wrong. I don't know.
We have such respect for it that we don't want to mess it up because we know we're not going to do it right. So we'll do our best. Yeah. Podcast news. This is our 25th temple episode.
Cool.
25th temple. It's pretty exciting.
Yep.
And the other two episodes we've done have been talking to Olivia about General Conference temple predictions. And I talked to her last week. We're going to set something up.
Okay.
And have a little chat about her predictions for General Conference. And hopefully those will be up a week or two before conference.
It's so crazy that I'm starting to think about conference. And I feel like I'm still reading the talks from last conference.
Yeah.
It happens so fast.
It goes very fast. So we are excited to talk to Olivia soon and hear what she's got predicted for temples to be announced. It'll be awesome. Temple news.
Okay.
Elko, Nevada.
Oh, yeah. We're going to go, right?
Yeah. If we're going to go, we got to go tomorrow. August 30th through September 13th. So there's like 2 weeks left. And then it will be dedicated on October 12th by Gary E. Stevenson. It's a little guy, 1 instruction room, 1 ceiling room, 1 baptistry, 13,000 square feet.
Wow.
So it's just the bare minimum.
I love it, though.
But the people of Elko, they need that. I had family lived there for a long time.
Yeah. Because where is their nearest temple?
Probably Tooele or Reno.
Okay. Is there one in Reno?
I think so.
Okay.
But, yeah, they could use one.
Yeah.
And then the Grand Junction, Colorado open house is starting September 11th through the 27th. And then it will be dedicated October 19th by Elder Holland. And I haven't seen pictures of it yet. But I'm sure it will be lovely. Maybe Southwest themed.
Looks like it's twice the size of the Elko one. Yeah,
25,000 square feet. So, I don't know. More to love.
When is the Linden one happening?
Oh, they haven't announced it yet, but it's like so close.
It feels, The
outside's done. They're like furnishing it. And there's a couple things you look for. Like if they've called a temple president and matron, you know that it's like on the edge. And
they still got some work to do, I guess. Okay.
Just a little bit. But I'm sure it'll be early next year.
Okay.
Yeah. There's going to be, Anyway. Cool. Okay. Should we start talking about today's temple?
Yep.
Okay. Just a background. Tonga is a Polynesian island group. There are about 170 beautiful islands. Most are not inhabited.
Okay, because when they talked about people coming to the dedication from 150 islands, I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, this is a lot of islands. Beautiful.
I went on Google Maps trying to find these 150 islands. They must be really tiny, and they don't really show up.
Yeah, that's very possible.
So, yeah.
The capital, Nuku'alofa, is on the island of Tonga Tapu, which is where this temple is. And there's another large island that gets referenced a lot called Vava'u.
Yeah,
and it's about 200 miles away. So when we talk about people coming in to the temple, they're still having to travel quite a large distance. And over water. Yeah. Which makes it more expensive.
Like, is it boats or airplanes? I guess both, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Probably both. And they have announced a temple in Vava'u.
Oh, okay.
So they are getting a temple. They have church schools all over these islands.
Yeah.
There's this main one that's next to the temple, the Liahona. And then, but there's church schools all over.
Yep. Okay. I love that.
Yeah. It's such a good thing for building leadership and membership, and it's valuable tool.
Yeah.
In 1839, the King of Tonga committed his country, his people, and his posterity to God's protection. The king's proclamation was, God and Tonga are my inheritance. And that has just kind of been a motto for Tonga since then. They're very focused on God and religion, and everyone takes Sundays off, no matter what religion they are. It's just it's a good culture for religion in Tonga.
Oh, I love it. They seem like every Tongan I've met is very friendly, like Polynesian I've met. It's very friendly and wonderful, and it seems like they're spiritually minded.
Yeah.
And their religion I think that they're naturally happy, friendly people.
The Tongan Islands are called the Friendly Islands.
Oh, well, there you go.
Fun fact. Fun fact.
Plus, also, like, when it said the capital city of the Kingdom of Tonga, I'm like,
yeah.
Kingdom?
Still an independent kingdom.
With
cool.
A king that actually is the ruler, because a lot of countries will have a king, but they're
figurehead. Yep, it's a very cool place and very beautiful. We could visit. It's fine. We could just do it.
Sounds good to me.
All right. As far as the church, missionary work was a little spotty from the late 1800s, and eventually, the 1922, the government in Tonga limited visas to foreigners. So they're just like, we don't need a lot of foreigners in here telling us what to do.
Okay.
So they started calling Tongans on missions to Tonga.
Right.
And so they were teaching each other, and they knew each other, and they loved each other, and it just built the church up in an amazing way. I mean, what would it be like if all of the missionaries just served in a slightly different area than where they grew up? And then it would be a little less exciting, but...
less exciting, but I think a lot of that is happening.
Yeah, service.
Currently.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I think it's lovely. So they just had that opportunity to do that. There were a lot of labor missionaries as well that helped build chapels and schools and things.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. In 1955, David O. McKay, I think it was President McKay, visited Tonga on his way to the New Zealand temple dedication, and he prophesied, "Last night in a vision I saw a temple in these islands where the members of the church may go and receive the blessings of the temple of God." One member recorded the Tongans' response. The entire congregation burst into tears.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Yes. And they would sacrifice so much to get to a temple before this was built, selling land and animals and...
Okay, well, yeah.
What have you got?
I had a story about that, and, like, at this point, like, they had to go to the New Zealand temple, mm-hmm. which was 1,300 miles away, and, you know, families would either have to just choose part of their family to go, or none of their family, or, like, they had to make choices on how to actually get there. And this one family's like, well, we're not going if all our family can't go.
Right. Can you imagine sealing 2 of your kids to you?
Yeah. Like, that's I know,
hard.
Right?
That's so hard.
So they sold everything they had. So they were in the process of selling everything they had, and their house wasn't selling. So they started selling separate parts of their house. Like, they sold their roof, they sold their walls. I don't even know. Anyways, they sold literally everything, and they made it to the temple. And when they got back, they had nothing.
Yeah.
When they got back.
Reality of, like, starting over.
Yeah, and so they did just basically start over. They stayed with family for a little bit until their family and word could help them build a new little home. And it wasn't that long after, like, I want to say maybe a couple years after, when a devastating hurricane hit the islands and everybody lost everything.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, we would have lost everything anyway. So may as well lose it all going to the temple.
Yeah.
Rather than to a hurricane. So
they
kind of saw that as a blessing, honestly. And they were like, at the end of it, they still had nothing, but they had their temple covenants.
Right.
And anyways, it was
their family.
Yeah. It's just amazing what people have had to do over the years, and we're so lucky now. It's just down the street. We just have to make an appointment. Our biggest complaint is that there aren't very many appointments.
I know. I'm so spoiled.
Yeah.
So this temple was announced April 2nd, 1980, along with many others. Construction was started in the ground was broken on February 18th, 1981, and 7,000 people listened to President Kimball and the Tongan king speak at the groundbreaking ceremony. And this is one day before the Apia Samoa groundbreaking.
Yes.
So church members showed great reverence for the temple during its construction. Some were working for months without compensation. And then they would just kind of gather on the grass outside the temple to admire the angel, the lights, the spirit.
Yeah.
They just like to be in a holy place.
I know. They were just so, reverence is a great word for, I feel like, how they interacted with the temple was reverence and excitement too. But it seemed like the whole community, like not just members, were excited about it. Like,
yeah, the whole island.
Yeah.
Or the whole country.
Yeah.
Was excited. I did read something, and I don't know how true it is, but it is probably true. A man owned these 5 acres of land next to the Liahona College, and he passed away, and he told his son, that land is for a temple. So when they are ready to build a temple, you can give them this land.
Okay.
And so when they announced the temple, the son gave the church the land. It was like 5 acres, and they were able to build the temple on it right next to the college.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So cool. Do you have anything about the open house?
Okay, that 40% of the population went to the open house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. And that ended up being about 40,000 people.
Yeah, and they came from all over.
Yeah.
All over these islands.
So I'm like, well, what is the population of Tonga? And it's just over 1 million now.
Now, yeah. Yeah, I looked that up also.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. Okay.
Yes, it's a lot. And the king and the queen came, and they toured the temple, and she said, just so you know, I feel a special spirit here.
Yeah.
She was so kind.
Yeah, okay, so it sounds like members who wanted to attend the temple dedication traveled upwards of 2 days from all the different islands to get there, and then they stayed there for the whole time so that when it actually opened, then they could
use it.
Yes.
Yeah. They could attend the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And they spent 2 weeks before the dedication celebrating, doing cultural dances and celebrations. And
was this for the original or the...
I'm thinking of the original.
Okay. They probably did it for both.
I think so. One of them was televised.
Well, that one was for sure probably the rededication,
one?
yeah.
Okay. And I feel like this was not like a planned, orchestrated, coordinated thing. I think it was just like, we're just so happy, let's have a party.
That makes sense.
And this might be where, cultural celebrations, they happen in New Zealand as well, but it was the same kind of thing where they were just happy and they wanted to do ceremonial things and celebrate and
fun.
All that fun stuff. So I'll just read something from the dedication. The first session was held in the temple, but the remaining sessions were held in the gym of the Liahona High School. They had over 3,000 people at the final dedication, overflowing into other rooms. I think this is probably because people came for the last one so that they could be there when it was open.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Or maybe they came to multiple. I don't know how that works. But President Hinckley dedicated it, at least in the first session, and then he had to go. So this is what he prayed at the dedication. We invoke thy blessings upon the King and Queen of Tonga, and upon the government of this kingdom of Tonga, and those who serve therein, that they may look with favor upon thy people always, and assist them in the accomplishment of the purposes thou hast set before them, to teach the gospel to all of thy children, and to build thy church for the blessing of thy sons and daughters. It's so great that he would bless the king and queen. I think he was friends with the king.
Yeah, that's what I kind of read. Like he said, President Hinckley enjoyed an audience with His Majesty.
Right, but it says like they were friends, and of course the King of the Friendly Islands is going to be friends with everyone.
Yeah, he seemed like a longtime friend of the king, which I don't know how that happens, but it sounds wonderful.
Sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I want to be friends with the king. Okay, I have another conversion story of a noble from the Tongan Islands.
Okay.
Since the arrival of the first Mormon missionaries, many great miracles have come to pass in the Lord's work in Tonga. One such miracle occurred on June 13, 2010, when Lord Fulivai and his family were baptized. Lord Fulivai is the first noble of the realm to join the church. He is the great-great-grandson of Iki Fulivai, a noble from Vava'u, who invited the Latter-day Saint missionaries to return to Tonga in 1907. Lord Fulivai was baptized along with his wife, Lady Helen, and their 2 older children. The youngest was not yet 8. Attending this historic event were the temple, mission, and stake presidents, along with prominent government leaders, other nobles, and family members. 1 year later, on June 16, 2011, the Fulivai family was sealed for time and all eternity in the Nuku'alofa Tonga Temple. When asked to identify the greatest blessings of joining the church, Lord Fulivai replied without hesitation that it is the eternal blessings for families. Lord Fulivai expressed that the gospel provided him with answers to lifelong questions. He believed the gospel is the doorway for his posterity to partake of God's greatest blessings. They really understood and grasped what they were doing.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. It's interesting that they're the first royalty to join the church in Tonga. Tonga is the highest per capita, LDS members.
Okay, per capita.
Per capita, yeah.
I just love that. They just, I love that they see the vision of what the gospel offers. And it's just so, I want to celebrate every time when people get it. I'm like, yes, you get it. It's so great, isn't it?
Yeah, let's rejoice together.
Yep.
Okay, should we go renovation?
Sure. So they added over 5,000 square feet. I think they shut it down in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
And it was rededicated on November 4th, 2007.
I've got, among other work, rooms were enlarged, a ceiling room was added, and Polynesian motifs were added to walls and ceilings. So they just made it more unique, more special.
Nice.
For the area.
Yeah.
And they had a huge cultural evening there with traditional dances and performances and everything. The king came, princesses came, apostles, general authorities, and this is the one that was televised.
Yeah.
So people didn't have to be there, but they did televise it out to the community.
And I think that preceding the event, they had helping hands. It's a service part of the church, but they organized a 9-week series of cleanup events that involved many different organizations and faith groups and communities.
But it was like the whole country. Clean up your country.
Yes.
For 9 weeks.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And so kind of a theme of the rededication was rededicating our lives. And I think that the cleanup of the whole country was part of that. And then I think they had made a banner that said, let's rededicate ourselves. And they hung it over the road or something. Yeah. And I think that was just a theme, rededicating, which let's do that. Let's rededicate ourselves.
This is what the Area 70 said. He said, let's rededicate ourselves. We are blessed here in Tonga. There is a chapel in almost every village in Tonga. We have the temple. We have a mission. What else do we need? We have everything in Tonga. Now we just need to remember to rededicate ourselves.
Yeah.
That's such a good attitude.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it. We should all rededicate ourselves.
Yeah.
It's a good theme.
He was elder at the time, Elder Nelson. He was talking about how they had to go without the temple while it was being renovated, which seemed like a real hardship for a lot of people. And I feel like I can relate, because when my temple growing up was renovated, I didn't do baptisms till I was 14 or 15 because there was no temples nearby. And then COVID, when they shut down the temples.
Yeah.
During COVID, it's that
was hard for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is a hardship, but he said, you can't get along without a temple for long without losing something. Young people want to get married in the temple. If the temple is closed, they miss that opportunity, so this puts things back where they belong in Tonga, having the temple reopened again.
Yeah.
So, they'll get the opportunity, obviously, when it's available, but, it's a sacrifice.
So in that area, in the region, they have this Niafu temple on Vava'u under construction, and then they have the one in Samoa, and then one under construction, Pago Pago, American Samoa, and one in planning on another island of Samoa, Sava'ai. And in Tahiti, they have the Papaiti temple operating, and one announced in Uturoa on one of the other islands. So there's just so many.
That's so great.
In 3 years, they're going to have 8 temples down
I
there.
just love that they are just putting temples everywhere so people don't have to drive or travel forever to like Elko, which is a tiny temple, but then they don't have to travel like hours to another one.
Yeah, that's why we got to start this podcast now, because pretty soon temples are going to be like steak centers.
Yeah.
There are going to be so many
that
they're, there's 21 stakes and 2 districts under this temple, and they do 10 sessions weekdays, 3 on Saturday.
Okay.
So it's pretty much always open. I think they're always using it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
If you haven't looked up pictures, it's beautiful.
Oh, yes.
We didn't really talk about the inside of the Apia
right,
Samoa
so
one.
let's add this in. Apia Samoa.
It was really beautiful.
It was really pretty. Lovely carpet in the bride's room with some hibiscus flowers.
That's the one that I'm like, I can't believe I forgot to talk about that last time because it was gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like a blue carpet with these red flowers.
Yeah.
It was really pretty.
It is really pretty.
And the Tonga one, also very pretty. I really like the picture of, I think it's the bride's room, but maybe it's a celestial room. There's one picture of a ceiling room where there is no
altar.
But I think that's just because it hasn't been put in yet.
Yeah, I think so too. Did you know they're removable?
I actually didn't. Did you know that they build them so that they can stick a chair into it? Ben and I went and did ceilings, and there's like cutouts where the padding stops.
Right.
And it's just a little slot. And they can just slide a chair, 2 chair legs into that.
Oh.
So the older sister could sit on the chair and still
instead of kneeling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
It's so
Where was that?
This was Saratoga.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. So ask if your temple has that option.
Because every time they're like, they only do a few at a time because if you feel like fainting, please don't interrupt. Please do interrupt us.
And how do these older folks just kneel for that long? But I guess they don't have to. You can always just slide a chair in.
Yeah.
It was a revelation to me.
Cool.
That's for sure. Okay, are you ready for some facts and stats?
Sure.
It was announced April 2nd, 1980. Groundbreaking February 18th, 1981 by Spencer W. Kimball. Dedicated August 9th through 11th, 1983 by Gordon B. Hinckley. And rededicated November 4th, 2007 by Russell M. Nelson on assignment from President Hinckley, who was unable to go. The site is 1.2 acres. That's why I don't believe my story, because they said it was 5 acres. But if you look at the aerial shot of it, there is extra acreage that's not being used.
Yeah.
So I think that story is true, but I can't
prove it. They just didn't need the whole 5 acres for...
Yeah. But the Liahona College is huge. It is a campus.
Okay.
It has tons of buildings.
Maybe they're just waiting till they need more buildings.
Yeah.
They got some land for when they need more buildings.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
Mission office, I don't know.
Yeah. It is 2 instruction rooms, 3 ceiling rooms, and 1 baptistry. Originally, it was 14,500 square feet, and now 21,100 square feet, or 200. And it's 75 feet tall, and it has a Moroni, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
If you look at the Tonga Temple, you'll know what the Samoan temple used to look like.
Yeah.
Because they are identical.
They are sister temples.
Yeah, I mean, they were built at the same time.
Yeah.
This one was started technically 1 day earlier, but finished technically 4 days later. That's how they lined up.
Yeah.
But it was the first time they'd had 2
do you
dedications.
Think they have a rivalry between each other?
I don't think the Friendly Islands will be mean to anyone. I think they support each other all the time, unless they're playing football, probably.
Well, a friendly rivalry is kind of fun sometimes.
Yeah, you could see who's doing more endowments.
Exactly.
Read that there was one stake where in Tonga, they said, we want everyone to try and do 48 endowments a year. That's a lot.
Okay. That's like...
Well, it's like 1 a week.
Yeah. It's basically one a week.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, final thoughts, Janelle?
I don't know where I read this, but I just really loved the commitment that this person had. Just as the church spread throughout Tonga, the king, I'm sorry, I'm not going to say all the names, but it's King George, and a delegation of the high chiefs visited another high chief. Afu was a Latter-day Saint. and they were up on Vavavu. The king offered Afu any land he desired. Like, he's looking up on this overlook at all the land on the island, and he says, I'll give you any land you want if you will renounce your faith. And with all due respect, Afu replied, there is not enough land in the whole kingdom of Tonga to tempt me away from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And don't you love that? Yeah, he just knew exactly, and it was not a temptation at all because he knew exactly what he had.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good value.
Yeah. I love it.
Thanks, Janelle. Thank you all for being with us as we discuss the Nuku'alofa Tonga Temple. If you have more stories about this or another temple, please share them with us on our Instagram and Facebook pages at Every Temple Podcast. And if you learned something, please share this podcast with a friend. We're available on every podcast library you know of. Follow us on Spotify, and you can leave a comment there as well, or a rating and a review if you think we could be doing better. We appreciate that.
Just any comment, really, please.
We will see you in the next episode where we talk about the Santiago, Chile temple. If you want to learn about why we build temples and the role they play in our religion, please visit churchofjesuschrist.org/temples. We are not sponsored by or affiliated with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.